6 trainees, y'all. 6 trainees. One trainee refused to train. Said that he's just going through some stuff. He felt like the army was the bad decision that he made. His wife is still going through things at home. He was in the National Guard, so he felt like he wasn't going to get much out of it anyway. He does have some benefits at home. He has a job back at home. His job back at home, since now he decided to join the army, his workload has doubled on his co-workers back at home. My main thing is, why are you worried about that? If you're doing something to better yourself, you got to do something to better yourself. That business, it's not your business, so it's not your responsibility to worry about the workload of some people that you're not even at that place anymore. Point blank, period. Trainee wanted to go home. All right, deuces, got to let him go. Another trainee had some kind of medical situation going on. I forget exactly why he's at the unit, but that trainee ended up getting returned to duty. I don't know exactly what his situation was. He got returned to duty. He was in the platoon where the trainees are the most injured, or maybe they're pending some kind of surgery or something, or maybe they're just there to heal from a surgery they've already gotten. Don't know what happened with him, but I do know that there was a touchy subject with him. He was kind of like the borderline dirtbag a little bit. There was just so many things that he was going through, so many things that you can, so many deficiencies you could pick out about this trainee. But at the same time, he didn't want to be disappointed in him. He was disappointed in himself when he messed up. But there's a lot of things that he messed up with, and he just needed a lot of guidance on how he should be conducting himself. So that was that with that trainee. Two other trainees. These trainees were looking like they were fraternizing. They look like they're flirting with each other. They're sitting really close to each other in the library. We have a library in our barracks, y'all. But they were sitting really, really close together in the library. When I seen them, I told them, y'all need to move. Y'all look like y'all are doing something y'all not supposed to be doing. So they were warned that day. Gave them verbal counseling. Come to find out later on, somebody said they were passing notes in formation. They're passing notes back and forth in formation. Same two that I had talked to before. We spoke to them again, gave them a counseling, told them if you're passing notes in formation, stop passing notes. The female's supposed to make sure she stops the male from passing notes and doing anything like that, and that male is not supposed to speak to that female anymore. The day after we gave them that counseling, they're doing this in formation to each other. The battle buddies see them making a little heart to each other in formation. So we pull them to the side. We ask them what the hell is going on. Why are they doing this? That's fraternization. They say they don't mean it like that to each other. Well, at least he says he doesn't mean it like that towards her. He just loves her as a friend. We dig a little deeper into it. She ends up telling us that they're in a relationship, they're engaged, and he's been writing all kinds of letters to her. She's told to go get her letters. She brings back down 16 different pieces of paper that are either letters or have some kind of expression of love from this other trainee written on these pieces of paper. 16 of them. And you can tell by the way they're talking in these notes, in these letters, there's something going on. They're in a relationship, and plus, the one trainee admitted that they were in a relationship and they were engaged. One other trainee. This trainee went to an off-post appointment. He had a bunch of contraband. He had food wrappers. He had candy wrappers. He had electronic cigarettes. There was other things that he had too. I can't remember exactly, but those three enough in the barracks being found, no go. This trainee, we asked him. This trainee was asked what his story was and what the case was. When he and a battle buddy were taken to an off-post appointment, drill sergeant stayed there with him at the off-post appointment. But this trainee called DoorDash, ordered the food that he was not supposed to be ordering. Had the food, and he brought the trash back, and he still hid the trash in the barracks for some reason. Also, he had an e-cig. From what I think and from what I remember hearing, is that someone at SIT call gave him the e-cig. As far as the candy wrapper, I don't know where the candy wrapper came from. Point fact is, he had it. There was one other trainee. This trainee had made it all the way through the FTU program, but he was still injured. He didn't take the ACFT, but he was still injured to a point where the medical providers decided that they wanted to, he had to get separated from the military. He wasn't going to be able to continue. So that trainee also got discontinued. Later on in the evening, 2 trainees call the barracks and they say, "Hey, drill sergeant, we haven't had dinner chow. We've been here since after lunch chow. We're still here at the hospital waiting on our battle buddy to get seen. We didn't get dinner chow. We need MREs." So they get MREs taken to them. Once they get the MREs taken to them, the nurse or the lady, whoever's at the hospital, notifies the drill sergeant, "Hey, drill sergeant, these trainees are going outside and getting snacks from the vending machine," knowing they're not supposed to get snacks from vending machines. Drill sergeant says, "Can I speak to the trainees?" Lady at the hospital says, "Yes, come on back here." Drill sergeant goes back to talk to the trainees, find out who's been doing what, where they're going, do they actually have any food. The trainees pull out of their camelback a honey bun and some beef jerky. I don't know what's happening with these trainees, but we've spoken about it, and after telling them you're doing the wrong thing, after them coming to the unit and getting a counseling, and in the counseling, in the policy letter / counseling, the policy letter states what they can and can't do, what contraband is, what items they're not supposed to have, what kind of relationships they're supposed to have with their battle buddies, how they're supposed to be conducting themselves. And if they violate, it's a done deal. It's just a done deal. There's not going to be a way that we're going to be able to keep having a positive environment. We have trainees doing the wrong thing, and they don't have to be accountable for it. So point blank period, we got to do what we got to do. We had to do what we had to do. We keep on catching these trainees with all kinds of stuff. Also, 2 trainees go to the hospital. They come back to the barracks from the hospital. Everybody who goes to an appointment comes back to the barracks from their appointment. They're subject to get searched. So they have to pull out their pockets. We have to check their camelbacks. Before I even get to these 2 trainees, they already pulled out what they had from their camelbacks. Between these 2 trainees, there was 2 bags of candy and 1 bag of chips, popcorn, right? The one trainee states, I guess she's in AIT right now, and now she's at FTU. She's already completed basic training, so she's in the AIT portion, but she's at FTU. From her understanding, since she's in AIT, they're allowed to go to the vending machine and get whatever snacks they want. Not in FTU, you're not. We were told when you got to FTU what's what, and you initialed and you signed next to it, so you know. The other trainee had a lot of integrity and a lot of honesty. She comes right out and says, "Drill sergeant, I know I was wrong. This is what I have. I went to the vending machine because I was hungry. I know it's the wrong thing to do. Point blank period. It is what it is." Now, those 2 trainees got their counselings. They didn't get separated because this is their first offense. They haven't had multiple offenses. That's just the way it goes. They were honest about it. That's just how it is, man. Different things happen depending on the situation. Commander's discretion. First sergeant also is in there to give guidance. But yep, when they do the wrong thing, they do the wrong thing. And we got to make examples out of them. SFAM salute. SFAM stand up. Stay focused, motivated up in this jank one time. I'm just tired, y'all. Went out. We have some personnel that are leaving the unit for good reasons. They're leaving the unit. We went out. We had dinner. Hung out a little bit. I've just had a tough day. Pretty tough day. Anyway, thank y'all for rocking with your boy. It's your boy Thurs Lynch. Had to let y'all know what happens when trainees mess up at the barracks. They get made examples. Deuces. Love y'all to death. We out.